Hey y'all, and welcome to the Max Life. So today we have some unconventional chores that we need to get done. We were able to get home, get unloaded. We got the trailer unloaded, things like putting the cooler up, catching up on clothes, you know, all of the fun stuff. This morning I had to hit the ground running because I ordered a couple of plant starts from Azure, a couple of bags of flour, and a couple of other things that I needed for the house that obviously we can't do here, like a 25-pound sack of flour or a couple of plants that I didn't have. So these were some new ones. Now I do have comfrey and I have begun to divide my one from last year, but the other comfrey I hope to grow these and begin to divide to build my comfrey up, because what I really want to do with that is continue with salves. It is really good to use externally for multiple things, but also it is a wonderful companion plant as it does help to keep certain pests away and just a couple of other things. But I have got to get headed up to the pig forest. It is really windy today. We have a storm blowing in and it's supposed to be really bad weather this afternoon, and I'm gonna get down to the pig pen and show you what I have to do there. Y'all saw me, come on Liv, y'all saw me with our last set of piglets that learned to go under the fence. One piglet is going to teach another piglet, which is going to teach another piglet. When they were small, they were able to get under our fencing. And as they grew, they continued to get under the fencing, which rolled it up. Normal ground staples, which I have used before, were not strong enough to keep the fence down in certain areas because our ground does tend to get a little wet up there. I bought some monster tent staples or ground stakes that I'm hoping is going to solve this issue. So here is our litter that we have right now. We had 21 and all of them have sold except for our 4 males that we're keeping. There's 1 female and 1 male that we probably could spare as well. Now all the males have already been cut, but you see they were pretty well raised in here, and we've had to do deep bedding in the barns with those. They really need to come out of those barns. So I want to show y'all what I'm talking about. I've shown y'all this before in the past where the last litter was rolling this fence up. You see how that's rolled up? So our job that we need to do today is this whole fence line all the way down to where Aiden's at. Aiden's going to be helping me. We've got to take those fence, roll them back down, take those staples. We're coming in between the middle of like this fence, this T-post and this T-post right here. We're coming right in the middle. Y'all, the storm is blowing in. We're going to come right in the middle and take this back part right here, put it back down on the ground, and use these to get those back on the ground so that the piglets are not able to go back under the fence, because obviously that does create a problem. Hey, hey, hey. Juliet's jealous, no way. There they are. They have come out. They're a little intimidated right now, but they are going to love having from the other side, way over there on the other side of this barn, all of this area right here. They'll be able to roam and run, so they're gonna love it way more than being in that barn. Are running around having the most wonderful time because we do have a storm coming in today. I'm going to leave their gate open so they can have access back to what they're used to, shelter as well. But we are done with this project. I actually need a handful more, so I'm gonna have to order a couple more of those big stakes. This was one of the areas that was messed up really bad. So as you can see, we pulled it down and we put those big stakes in 3. Just to help really secure that area. Now, all of the other places only needed 1, but this is one chore that has been needing to be done. Been meaning to give y'all an update on the little lamb as well. We told y'all that we had went out looking for her. Y'all, we didn't find her. I know it had to have been a coyote because Aiden saw a pack of them the day before she went missing. So there's no doubt they probably got her. Thankfully, we have not had any more problems. I have been leaving Juliet out at night. Obviously, y'all know that Romeo's going to herding school. We haven't had any more problems. I was very concerned since they knew where their feed source was that they may come back, but thankfully we have not had that problem. But unfortunately, we were not able to find the little lamb. It is getting darker and darker, and I am trying to beat the rain. So I'm headed off to the greenhouse. I have a couple of things I need to transplant that I have been working with. Y'all know a lot of things I just test. A lot of things are successful, some are not. But I do. Here she comes. I've been up at the barn, baby. Like I said, some things are wonderfully successful and some are not. I like to be as holistic and natural as possible, but I also have some really great news that I'm about to share y'all as well. Well, guys, I just stop and take a phone call and go inside and get some things figured out, and it has already started raining on me, so I'm gonna do what I can and get inside before the storm gets here. But one of the things that I needed to do was transplant my dead nettle. Now, y'all heard me talk about I had a friend. I do not have this anywhere in my yard. She has henbit and dead nettle that literally is her whole yard. So she brought me some over because I was having major allergy problems, and I did dry some. I used some fresh as tea, and I saved some that have roots on it, put it in a pot. This was last week, and look how beautiful it is. So I'm currently taking this to transplant in my kitchen garden because this was one of the things that I was able to use as a fresh tea that helped me so much with my allergies. So this has definitely got to stay on our property. The rain has slacked off a little bit, so I'm going to come up in this area right here that typically the grass kind of wants to take over. I had strawberries in this bed a really long time ago, but because I'm sick of weeding this area, I'm going to put this dead nettle right here. From what I have seen from other people's yard, dead nettle will spread a lot. So I'm going to put it here in hopes that it will spread and kick the grass out of this bed and grow to take over. Now, some of you guys actually got some yarrow from me. You see my big, huge yarrow plant right here and all over there. It also spreads and takes out over a lot as a ground cover. I actually already have some starting to flower. And I have a very beautiful thyme that I was able to share with y'all at the Okie Homesteading Expo. So I dug up a lot of thyme and transferred it. You can see that it also spreads as a ground cover. Now, the wonderful thing about using these to spread as ground covers is it kicks the grass out. It is taking up soil underneath with roots and on top as a cover, which really does not leave any room for the grass to come in and grow. So that is my hope, plan, and goal. I see a couple of other things coming back up, yay, that I've actually been waiting for. Mullein was one of those that went to seed that I've just kind of been watching too. But anyway, y'all, I'm out in my kitchen garden. I've shared this area with y'all a lot where I have so many different things out here growing, and they all have a purpose. And you can see what I mean right here by the grass. I literally just weeded this before we left, and it is already full of grass again. So I'm going to weed this area again, and I'm about to put my dead nettle in this spot. So here are a couple things I have growing in my kitchen garden. Livy is standing beside some onions. Can you say onions? Onions. I also have an elderberry tree right here. I transplanted this one last year, so by next year it will be really, really tall. I also have some, I showed y'all the thyme down there. This is a parsley. This is an echinacea. It has not put any flowers yet. I have a volunteer lettuce. And this is bee balm. On the other side of the bee balm is lemon balm. I have a comfrey, a plum tree, blueberry trees, lots of mullein. This is lamb's ear. Strawberry. That's a raspberry. This is lamb's ear again. Oregano. Lamb's ear. Raspberry. Blueberries. What is it?
Blueberry.
You like blueberries?
Yeah.
You like to eat them? And I have a tiny yarrow right there that I started from last year. So as you can see, when I talk about and refer to my kitchen garden, this started as one little section up there. It has grown over the years. It just takes time. I have all of this is ginger under these leaves. So I actually dug up a spot a while ago just to see what my ginger was like under there. There is a piece right there of my beautiful ginger. But we're going to cover up that and leave it. Here again, volunteers are wonderful. Here is parsley. Everywhere because I let my parsley go to seed last year. So I said all that to say, you know, I put a lot of time in my greenhouse. I put a lot of time in growing things in my kitchen garden. Of course, you know, I have areas all over here, all over there. But it just takes time. It takes resources, obviously, which cost money. So one step, one day at a time. You guys can do this too, whether it's a small area in ground, whether it's raised beds, or even if it's container garden. You guys can do this too. I've encouraged y'all. I've given y'all hints, tips, resources. Start with one container bed. It will start to give you the drive that you'll want to do this day in and day out. It is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So even if you have to start with just one container garden to get going, I challenge you guys to do that. God bless and happy homesteading, y'all.
These are so cool.